What's up, guys? Welcome back to Men on the Mountain. It is about 11 o'clock at night. We're about an hour and 45 minutes from home and only about an hour from where I'm going to be camping tonight. And then we're going to be elk hunting for the next 3 days. Solo elk hunt in the tent. Just finished topping off gas. $4.18 a gallon, almost $4.19. So I'm sure you guys are dealing with the same thing I am, high gas prices, but we're just thankful we can get out and get going. Well, guys, it's just shy of 1 a.m. I'm in the tent for the night. Got the tent set up. Got the buddy heater in here, although unless it gets way colder, I don't think I'll have to turn it on tonight. It's pretty warm. Got my contacts out, got my teeth brushed, and we're going to try and get a little sleep. I probably don't need to get up until 6. Sunrise isn't until after 7, and I mean, I'm going to hike right from camp. I don't need to drive anywhere, so get some rest and get up in the morning and see if we can find some elk. Well, we just had a flock of turkeys go through. I got out the bigger camera, and I think I got some decent footage of them. We'll see when we edit this and put it back together. It's hot already. It's supposed to be 77 down here today, which is hot for October and an elk hunt. But anyway, that's the first game that I've seen of those turkeys. Haven't seen any elk or deer. I got a little bit later start than I wanted to. Got a pretty good night's sleep last night. I'm going to flip this around and kind of show you where we're headed. So I'm going to work up this ridge, and then there's a really steep rock face in front of me. I'm going to skirt around the other side, and there's several pockets of pines and junipers and cedars up there. So I'm going to work those and then get up on the top and just spend most of the day glassing. See if we can locate where they are. The biologist notes in this unit as I was preparing for the trip said that once they get pressured, they really stick into the junipers, but it seems weird to me the junipers are down lower. I would think it's so hot they'd be up higher, but I will definitely focus a lot of time glassing the junipers since that's what they said. Thought we might find a shed or two while we're up here, but that's not the kind of shed we're looking for. Long whole snake skin. Time for the first snack of the day. Fudge dip coconut granola bar. And here's our view while we eat it. Gonna glass here for a while. I've not only not seen elk, haven't even seen any elk sign, no tracks, no droppings. I'm committed to kind of this canyon today. It's too late in the day to go anywhere else. And I'm going to hunt all day. I mean, I'm going to hunt till dark. But if I don't at least start getting into some sign or something, I'm going to drive over around the other side of this big mountain over here. There's a road that I can take around to the other side and hunt there tomorrow, because I'm just not seeing anything so far here. But it can all change in an instant. We'll get the glasses back up and see if we can spot something bedded somewhere. Well, guys, we might be cliffed out. I've tried looking down there already. Tried looking down there. And back here behind me, I can go down, but I can't get back up that way. I wanted to get to that next ridge over there and start to make a big loop around. get into those cedars and on the other side of those pines, but I may just backtrack a little bit and post up where I can see this whole bowl and then just glass the rest of the day from there. Posting up here for the last couple hours of daylight. I've got 7 mule deer feeding down below me on the other side of the canyon. That's all that's moving so far. Well guys, we're back at the truck. Not much daylight left. Just got off the mountain and got the stove out, got some water boiling. And for dinner tonight, it's gonna be Mexican style adobo rice and chicken. So I'm gonna eat dinner, kind of get cleaned up a little bit, and then probably be an early bedtime. I got here just pretty much right at 1 a.m. last night and got everything set up and got to bed, and then got up about 7, which was an hour later than I wanted to. I wanted to get up about 6, but I slept in a little. But hunted all day. Literally just got back and got the stove out and turned it on. So we ended up seeing those 8 deer and the turkeys, and that was it. No elk. I just had a rancher come up to check to make sure his gate was closed. There's a fence line up here, and so he stopped and talked for a minute, and he asked if I knew if that gate was shut. I said, yeah, it is. It was shut when I hiked up there, and I shut it again. And he asked me if I was elk cutting. I said yes, and he said, man, I haven't seen any elk up here in a long time. But he said he did see some further south in this unit a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to hunt someplace different tomorrow. Still the same unit, but I'm going to jump on the truck early in the morning and drive about, probably 20-30 minutes south of here and see if we can at least get into some area with some sign. I mean, I just literally didn't see a single elk track, didn't see any droppings. And, you know, this guy's up here all the time checking cows. And he said, because he's got a lease, he's grazing on national forest land. He said he hadn't seen any elk up here in years. So anyway, that's what happens when you try a new area. It's still been fun. It was beautiful country. Got a lot of good exercise in today. I hiked just over 9 miles. And so we'll get some dinner and get to bed and go hit it again in the morning. Well, good morning, everyone. I've spent the last 2 hours just glassing in every single direction from this high knoll. It's not going to show up on the GoPro, but I mean, I can see with my spotting scope all the mountains over there across that canyon, all these little knolls along here, all the way back to the mountains I was hunting yesterday. And I have seen, gosh, probably 30 or 40 mule deer. In fact, I had a little doe and her fawn come within about 30 yards of me when I was sitting here earlier, and they never knew I was here. There's about a dozen to 15 head just feeding over here on the ridge opposite of me. You can hear some chuckers down below me. I got some guys on horseback. I mean, they're probably 2.5 miles away over here. So I'm going to stay up on this ridge for a little while longer just in case they jump anything that's on the other side of that ridge that I can't see and it works its way to me. I glassed down into all those juniper groves, which again you may not see in the GoPro, but they're probably 1.5 miles away, but I could get there from here if I saw anything, but I didn't. So I'm going to hunt this all day today. I got one other spot in this unit that I'm going to go try. I've been looking at Onyx. Probably an hour after I got in the tent last night, I just sat there studying Onyx, and it looks like one other spot with not a lot of roads in it. And then if it still stays this dead and I'm not even seeing elk sign, then I'm going to go to a different unit for in the morning. I'm going to go up to Box Elder. I can hunt that as an any bull tag. So, man, what a beautiful morning though. And you can just see forever from up here. Well, guys, it's about 12:30, 1 o'clock. We're hiking back to the truck. I just did about a 3.5 to 4 mile loop and nothing, no sign, no droppings, no tracks. So I think that makes my decision for me. I'm gonna drive back to where I'm camped. I'm camped about 7 miles from here. I'm gonna drive back and pack up camp and head up to another unit because I've still got the rest of the day today. So I could probably get the evening hunt in tonight and then still have all day tomorrow. So we're definitely not giving up, but we're gonna go to some place, see if we can find some elk. Well, guys, I thought more about it. Spent more time on OnX. And I found another canyon over here that I haven't been in, that I hadn't looked at. It just looks more elky. I mean, there are some groves of junipers, but I got aspen. I got aspen right in front of me. It's going to be looking into the sun, so you can't tell, but up here in this next kind of bowl, there's several groves of aspen. So anyway, this is where I'm going to sit for the evening hunt. To go back up to that other unit, it's going to be 120 miles of extra gas. You guys know what gas is, and I just kind of feel like I'd be quitting too early. So I'm going to hunt here tonight and get up before dawn and hunt here again in the morning at first light. And then I think I'm going to pack up, and that other unit is closer to home. It's north of home instead of south. So maybe tomorrow night, if I don't see anything between now and then, I'll go hunt that for the evening sit. But anyway, here's where we're going to stay tonight. We're going to stay in our campsite that I'm in, and hopefully we can see something. It's a buck that only has an antler on one side. I don't know if it got busted off or what, but of course that tree's in the way so you guys can't tell. But maybe we'll get lucky and he'll turn back around and go the other way so you can see him. Well, guys, same song, second verse. Just got back, got the stove lit. Tonight it is fusilli pasta and Italian sausage. I will say that Mexican adobo chicken and rice yesterday may have been the best backpacker's meal I've ever had. I thought it was really good. Of course, it could have been that I hiked 9 miles straight up and down, but anyway, as you can see, it's pitch black, nothing really. Just a hint of light behind the mountains. Stars already coming out. I ended up seeing 2 more bucks. I lost track of the deer. I don't know, probably 40, 45 head of deer tonight, and 2 other hunters. Yesterday, I didn't see a single human being until that rancher came up at dark and asked me if the gate was closed. Normally, I don't like seeing hunters, but it was good to know I'm not the only idiot who thinks there's elk here. So anyway, I'm going to hunt here in the morning and then pack up and then try to hunt the evening hunt over in that other unit like I mentioned. So thanks for coming along, guys. Well, here's the view I had when the sun came up. Not a bad view. Seen quite a few deer, 1 other hunter, and no elk. I'm going to skirt along this ridge over here into this next pocket of juniper and cedars, and then drop down back to the truck. I'll glass into all these pockets of aspen across the valley while I'm doing it. And then we'll head back to camp if we don't see anything, and break down camp and start heading back for home. And I'm still planning to hunt this evening in that other unit. We are all cleaned up. Just did a walk around, make sure I didn't leave any trash. I didn't even make a fire, so you can't even tell I was here. Fortunately, there wasn't a lot of trash around here either. I don't think many people camp here. I did find 1 can on the road just a little below my campsite, so I picked that up. I always try to leave the place better than I found it. And here's my trash sack, so let's get this put away. I'll tie it off and put it in my tote before I leave. Didn't see any elk, so obviously that's not a win. I mean, obviously there are elk in this unit. At least the DNR says there are elk in this unit. Guys harvested elk in this unit last year. Not very many, but they did. So maybe I'll come back here again if I draw this tag in the future, but I think maybe I'll try some other general OTC, general any bull units before I come back here. But it was still a good trip. 3 nights of solitude. It's good for me every now and then just to get away and spend some time in the Word and spend some time just kind of collecting my thoughts. It's one of the ways that I recharge. Saw a ton of deer. I ended up seeing 4 bucks altogether. Only 1 nice one. The others were just little 2 points. And then that one kind of freak deer that only had 1 antler. That was cool. I don't think the footage showed up very well on the camera for that, but we'll see when we get home. Saw some antelope. Saw some sage grouse. So all in all, it was a good trip. One of the things I learned, or maybe I already knew it, but I just was reminded of it, I need to film more. I didn't get much footage. It's just when things are slow, I kind of forget just to record the journey, if you will. And then I guess I just hate whittling through all that footage, trying to decide if any of it's worth keeping. So anyway, excuse me guys, apologize. Anyway, we're going to hit the truck and head out. Give you one last look. Kind of looking down from my campsite. So this is north. Of course, then this is back to the west. This mountain here is the one I hiked the first day. So spent all day hiking up on there. I didn't get to the very, very top, but got pretty close. And then you can't really tell, but on the other side of these ridges here is where we spent yesterday and this morning. And that definitely looked like an area that's just would tend to hold elk. But who knows? If I think they should be there, that probably means they shouldn't. Again, the DNR website says that once they get pressured, look for them in the junipers. But man, the junipers is just so deserty over there. And I glassed and glassed and glassed over there the first day, and I didn't see a single elk. And as I mentioned, I didn't see a single track. Anyway, I haven't decided if I'm going to hunt tonight after all. One of the core values at our church is we give up things we love for things we love more. And I love hunting, but my wife has some family coming in town, so I'm going to check in with her. And if if she would appreciate it if I were home to spend some time with them, then I'm going to go do that instead of hunt. So anyway, thanks so much for coming along, guys. We'll do the Minute on the Mountain and kind of wrap this up either from home, or I might get to go out again. I mean, even if I don't hunt tonight, there's still 4 days left in the season. I might get to go on a morning hunt. I'll have to look at my calendar. It wouldn't be this unit, it'd be the Ogden unit, because that's the one I can get to quickest from my house. So I'm excited for my deer tag coming up. Caleb and I both have the same unit, and we're both going to be able to hunt an area where we've harvested deer every year for the last 6 or 7 years. So should have more action on that one for you guys. Thanks for coming along. Well, guys, I just thought I would show you the statistics for that unit. This was the West Desert 10-tick unit. So as you can see, the success rate the previous year was just a hair over 8%. You can see the number of elk they want to have in the unit, the number of elk they estimate that they currently have. Just wanted a little proof that I'm not totally crazy. We didn't harvest an elk, so you know what that means. Time to sit down to a nice warm bowl of tag soup. So in all seriousness though, we had a great time. Beautiful country, got to explore some new areas that I'd never really spent time in, and grateful for the opportunity to go up and do that. Tomorrow morning, our rifle deer hunt starts. We've got a big storm moving in, supposed to get a lot of rain, which is then turning into snow, a big change in the weather, which is all great, right? I mean, that should get the deer up and moving. Should allow us to hunt, more throughout the day instead of just the first light in the morning and the evening. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited about it. I want to wrap this up with the Minute on the Mountain. We are up to the book of Deuteronomy now. So we're in Deuteronomy chapter 6, beginning with verse 4, and this is what is called the Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. Jesus, when he was asked what is the greatest commandment in the New Testament, he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your strength. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. Our church did a full sermon series on the Shema and some of the original Hebrew words in that and what they really mean. And so I'll put a link in the description if you guys are going to go check that out. Again, you can just go to pursuegod.org and then type Shema in the search box and it'll bring that up. But it takes it back to the basics, right? What does God ask us to do? What did Jesus ask us to do? Sometimes we overcomplicate it, but really it boils down to love the Lord our God with all our heart, soul, and strength. So do what pleases him. Spend time with him like we would any other relationship that we value. Seek to make him happy. Seek to follow his will. And so that's today's Minute on the Mountain, Deuteronomy 6:4. Again, the Shema, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. I hope you guys will try to do that this week and have a great night. Thanks so much for coming out with us on this elk hunt. Hopefully we can turn up the action level a little bit on the deer hunt. God bless you guys. See you the next time we're out on the mountain.